What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. We've got more day 3 running backs to grind through here. And again, the deeper we get, the more interested Seahawks fans might be because it's these guys who are a little bit deeper in the process that are realistic to get. So, I'm sure you guys are all really excited for this one. Let's take a look at Kentucky Ray Davis. Ray Davis of the Wildcats, 24 years old when the season starts, a little bit older, 5'8", 211 pounds, a little bit on the smaller side, granted, but sturdy, got some weight to him. 30 and a quarter inch arms, 8 and 7/8 inch hands. Testing was pretty mediocre. 40 was okay. 10-yard split, okay. Vert and broad, okay. 20-yard shuttle was a disaster, granted, but the testing overall was just kind of like, forgettable. Mediocre. Nothing stands out except in the negative with his 20-yard shuttle, I guess. The big boards have some pretty strong consensus here. They pretty much all have him around the fourth, as does the aggregate. So, yeah, fourth round pick looks like. Productive the last 2 years, had a nice improvement in his production in 2023. Averaged 5.7 yards a carry, 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 33 catches. So he gave you a lot of different layers of production at Kentucky. And the year before that, he was still fairly good. But remember, Kentucky's offensive line had some real problems that year. That was the year where Levis was getting murdered back there. And still relatively productive, but clearly better in 2023. I like about Ray Davis, he's got some power. He can put his shoulder down and push for a few extra yards at the end of a run. He's got nice hands. He doesn't drop very much. Got good pass catching ability. He's a productive receiver just in general as well. It's not just hands. He's also got the ability to do receiver stuff out of the backfield. So you probably can turn him into a third down back, somebody who can go out and catch passes on third down. Showed real improvement in 2023, not just in production, but also as a player. He showed patience. He showed vision that he hadn't shown before. He knows how to set up a run with his blockers, knows how to set things up for maximum best possible results later in the play. So Ray Davis is a player who's clearly headed in the right direction as a prospect. Now, he doesn't have a lot of elusiveness. You can see that the speed, the acceleration, the explosiveness, the short area quickness, the change of direction, it's really not there. So when he gets into the open field, he's just kind of a whatever. It's like a Chris Carson thing, right? Chris Carson had power, Chris Carson had burst, but his top speed was not going to bust super long touchdown runs reliably. So he just kind of gets what's there, and then he's good. In short yardage, when he's like running between the tackles, he doesn't see the hole as well. Like he does have, I think, decent vision, but his ability to get short yardage carries between the tackles is a little bit shaky. He's not a very good athlete. He's not going to threaten defenses with his athletic profile, and he does dance a little bit too much sometimes. He does. A player like him should not really be dancing. A player like him needs to just be decisive, find the hole, and go. So I'm not in love with that. When a guy like Saquon dances, at least something good can come of it, theoretically. So he's okay. He's an okay prospect. I like him as a receiver. The problem is he's not yet a very good pass protector, so he's got to pick that up. If he can pick that up, then you've got yourself a third down back. If he can improve his ability to pick up blitzes, I think that he'll find his way in the league as a third down back. But until then, I don't know what we're looking at here totally with Ray Davis. So I'd wait until the 5th round. I'm just not completely convinced yet. Tyrone Tracy of Purdue is next up. This guy's very interesting. This guy has my attention. 24 years old from Purdue, 5'11", 209 pounds, 31 and 3/4 arms, 9 and an eighth hands. Tested great. Had a good 40, 4.48, good 10-yard split, good acceleration. Excellent vert, 40 inches, 10-foot 4-inch broad, really good. Great 3-cone, great 20-yard shuttle. So this guy can move. This guy is an athlete. This guy has some real explosiveness, some speed, acceleration, change of direction. He's got it all. The big boards are not quite in harmony with him yet. They have him in the 5th, the 6th, the 7th. The aggregate has him lingering around the bottom of the 5th, maybe early 6th, depending on the day you check, because mostly his production at Purdue just wasn't that high. He only had 1 year of significant production, and it was 700 yards running and 130 yards receiving, basically. Good efficiency, 6.3 yards a carry, 19 catches. I mean, it's not bad or anything. He did what he could with the opportunities he had, but the production isn't there. But to understand Tyrone Tracy, you need to dig in a little bit here. The testing numbers indicate a rare athlete, that's obvious, but here's the thing. He was playing receiver for a while in college. He never produced big at receiver. Like, you can go back into his stat page. He never was like a big-time receiver, but he started out as a receiver, moved to running back recently. So not only is he very new to the position, he's bringing a unique skill set to the position. And this is another guy, special teams, man. Special teams, this guy should be able to do stuff as a kick returner, punt returner, maybe a gunner. He's going to offer real special teams value that might be more important than ever. Like, kick returns might matter again, and this guy can do it. So that's exciting. The receiver ability gives him some flexibility. He could line up in the slot for you sometimes. He's got good vision as a running back. He's got good understanding of how to set things up. He understands where the play is going to be. He sets up his runs really well. Very elusive and hard to bring down in the open field. If you get him in the open field, you get him in space, you can forget about it. And even though he is a former receiver, he has enough power to play through contact and break tackles. He does have a little bit of pop in his pads. So this is a very intriguing player to me. And I'm surprised the Combine didn't do a little bit more for his draft stock. But as you can see, nobody's even putting him in the top 170 yet. I kind of feel like that's going to not be the case when the draft comes around, to be honest. Now, he is very inexperienced as a running back, and he's already going to be 24 when the season starts. Although that could be a good thing, because it means he has so much better he can get over the next couple years. Sometimes he gets a little too wild and free in the open field and will trip over himself while running in the open field. Like, he just gets a little too crazy out there. He isn't there as a pass protector yet. I mean, he's only been playing the position really for like a year. So it's not surprising, but he's not a pass protector yet. And he does have a little bit of a habit of doing the Saquon thing where he dances in the backfield and tries to make every play an 80-yard run. And sometimes you just don't need to do that. I think we all understand that. So he's got some work to do, but very unique, intriguing talent. I like some of the stuff here. Very fun and interesting prospect that should definitely be on everyone's radar after the Combine. He's got some work to do. He's got to learn how to block, got to learn how to play more in control, but at the minimum, he's going to be great on special teams. I can pretty much guarantee you're getting a good player on special teams here with Tyrone Tracy Jr. And if he provides value as a running back and a receiver as well, all the better. But I would put him in the 4th. I like this guy more than the big boards. I like this guy, and I feel like the league, somebody out there is going to like this guy enough to take him early day 3. There's just some unique stuff here that you don't find every day. Okay, one more guy for this video, and then we'll be moving on. Dylan Laube. Dylan Laube of New Hampshire, so small school guy. Couldn't find his age. Unique, another kind of unique and interesting guy who's going to bring some very different things to the table here. And I kind of like him in the same way that I liked Tyrone Tracy Jr. in some ways, anyway. 5'10", 206 pounds, 29 and 3/8 inch arms, 9 and 1/4 inch hands. 40-yard dash is okay. 10-yard split was really good, though. Vert, really good. Broad was average. 3-cone was great. 20-yard shuttle was extraordinary. So he's a good athlete, man. And he cranked out the 23 bench presses. He's got acceleration. He's got some explosiveness, short area change of direction. He's got that stuff, man. So even though he's a small school guy, he stacks up physically. And the big boards, again, 5th round, 6th round, 7th round. The aggregate currently has him in the 5th or 6th, depending on the day you check. Had a bit of a disappointing 2023 in terms of production, but context matters here, right? You have to understand how much New Hampshire uses him as a receiver. So, yeah, last year he only had 715 yards, 4.5 yards a carry, but he's also adding 700 yards as a receiver on 70 catches. And the year before that, yeah, he did a lot more running. He did a little bit less catching as well. So I don't think that his stock should have lowered. This is clearly a intriguing player for any NFL offense based on his talent. So the production is very notable. He's going to be a great return man. This is another guy who might be really good on punts and kickoffs. I think he had like 4 return touchdowns in college. I know he's playing at New Hampshire. I know the competition's lower, but still. Can line up in the slot and get the job done. You put him in the slot, he's going to do stuff that's good. He proved that at New Hampshire, so you're bringing a genuine receiver talent in. Runs with patience and understanding, knows how to set up blockers, knows how to wait for the blockers to get in position before he goes. Change of direction skills are awesome. Ability to cut, ability to move in open field is excellent. Not much power. Not going to be doing much with his power against NFL players. Pass protection is shaky. Needs to improve as a blitz picker-upper. Played for a smaller school against weaker competition, so it's going to be a little bit of a transition for him. And even though his change of direction skills are good, in practice, he's not as elusive as you would like. I think sometimes he makes the wrong move at the wrong time. So it's probably an experience thing that he will hopefully be able to pick up. I will say that. But he doesn't make as many people miss as you would think, given his athletic ability. So there are some layers of potential here. He'll do something. Maybe he'll just be a returner who can do gadget plays. Maybe he'll be a good third down back. Maybe he'll just be a good running back, period. But this is another guy. I'm saying 4th round. I would take him early, day 3. And I feel like at the minimum, I'm getting a really good special teamer who can do gadget stuff. Yeah. That's not worth a 4th rounder by itself, but the potential of him being more than that is. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks. More running backs later.